This show is on Michael Murphy. Are chemtrails destroying the ecosystem? Just why is there such a concerted underground movement to keep the truth of the geo-engineering program hidden from the public? Why are so many officials denying the knowledge of the program? Why are they denying the experiment already in the works when all of the evidence confirms its existence? They say that the proposed experiment is to reflect the rays of the sun back into space in order to control global warming. What is the real reason for the chemtrails? Global food supply control? We ask these questions and more. To what in the world are they spraying filmmaker, journalist, and activist Michael Murphy from his home in Los Angeles, California tonight on the CKDU Mother Broadcast, and you won't believe the answers we give you. All this plus the paranormal news and more on Atlantic Canada's only paranormal/expanding consciousness radio, the Unified Field, your Eastern Canadian paranormal news source. Only the highest echelon guests here, folks. Welcome.
Is that you? You're there now. Just relax. Been asleep for almost 9 hours now.
Yeah. Horrible nightmare. Dreamed that I went back in time. Just terrible.
Well, safe and sound now, back in good old 1955.
1955?
Coming up this April 1st, put on your dancing shoes and move through the decades with CKDU FM.
There's a rhythmic ceremonial ritual coming up. Of course, each jumping under the sea dance.
We're putting on a Back to the Future themed dance party. Travel with us through time itself, dancing to late rock and roll hits from the 1950s. And then we'll fast forward to the 80s and fantastic sounds of the future. Be there Friday, April 1st at the Army Navy Air Club, West and Maynard Street, 9 p.m.
The future, the future, the future, the future.
I love the pizza man, 'cause he puts the food right in my hand. Tucks me in so late at night with a delicious cheese slice.
If you love the pizza man, you'll love Island Greek. We have over 21 signature pizzas. Call now and get 2 large signature pizzas and a 2-liter pop for just $39.99. That's Island Greek at 2150 Gottingen, 902-422-8888.
A delicious cheese slice.
This is Paul Heather, Stanton Friedman, Alejandro from Open Minds Magazine,
Yvonne Smith.
Don Legend.
Sylvia Richards.
Michael Schreck, and you're listening to the Unified Field, Atlantic Canada's only paranormal radio broadcast.
UFR.
Do not touch your dial. You are now entering the Unified Field.
Welcome to another exciting edition of the Unified Field. I'm your host, Mr. Justin Brown, on Atlantic Canada's only paranormal radio broadcast, Unified Field. And in the house, we have a whole entourage. Everybody want to say hello?
Hello, nerds of the universe.
Hello. What's up?
This guy, Jimmy, you want to say hello? He's good. He's good. Well, thanks for being here, everybody. It's like having an entourage. We got a photographer, a former correspondent, Miss Jordan's in the house, for all of you guys who know who that is, and Mr. Bruce is here. He's been on the program before. Aaron's making his debut appearance, along with my good friend Jimmy Jamer. We have a jam-packed episode. It's going to blow your socks off. Just let me give you a little idea what's coming in here. We got Michael Murphy, an interview I did with him last week. He did a movie called What in the World Are They Spraying? And I'll tell you what, I watched that thing, and within an hour, I was on the telephone with Los Angeles to confirm an interview with him for 2 days later, 48 hours after I watched the film, and hit me that hard. You're not going to believe it. We got stories of the paranormal. We've got all kinds of stuff coming up. The new Open Minds magazine is out. All kinds of books I'm reading. The International MUFON Convention in July. Contact in the Desert. And so much more right here on your favorite paranormal broadcast, The Unified Field.
You are listening to the Unified Field.
Yes, you are. Thank you, Trinoids, and welcome to another exciting edition. I'm glad to be here. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about. I know in the past I've done a lot of rambling, so I want to kind of get to the point on what the heck is going on. First of all, I want to say I went down to our fantastic and local vinyl supplier, Obsolete Records, and I picked up a couple new vinyls. I know you guys would really enjoy it. I picked up Beirut, the Gulag Orchestra, which is incredible gypsy stuff for all you guys that don't know. I'm sure you do. And Jose Gonzalez in Our Nature vinyl. Good stuff. You have to listen to that stuff if you haven't. And support local business at the same time. The new Open Minds magazine is out. The Mauricio Ruiz video with a Michael Schratt afterthought is in there, which features the story about some UAVs. Where the heck was that? Somewhere in the United States. I can't remember. But he's got these phenomenal pictures of UFOs. And one in particular looks like a drone, a UAV, they say, because it actually attached itself to a telephone wire for what people are assuming is a recharge, which has been reported with UAV sightings. And for all of you people that don't know the acronym, that's Unmanned Aerial Vehicle. He's also got some fantastic video footage that is quite compelling, very clear, and so his big story's in there. It's a really good one. Some Wendell Stevens APRO Bulletins collection in there, some stories that he had been collecting over the decades. They were the forefront of ufological and exopolitical education and information to the public. Some good stuff in there about that. We got classic Charles Moody abduction case in there, and Nukes and UFOs with Robert Hastings. UFOs and the National Security State, I think, is the book that he put out. And so much more. I like to rely on Open Minds for Media because they are the international media magnate for all things cool, specifically ufological and exopolitical. So please pick up your copy and support that stuff because they are doing a fantastic job. I told you before, I just became a member of the MUFON group, Mutual UFO Network. I am now a member. So I get the news journal delivered electronically and digitally. I'll have hard copies of that in my archives too. So I think in the future, from time to time, I'm going to relay some stories because there's some really good stuff in there. Some really good accounts you probably haven't heard about from over the years. So if you're not a member of MUFON, join. You can become a field investigator. You can get training. You can get your own handbook. I think I'm going to look into that. I mentioned that before on the show. It could be good. We can all make a contribution to MUFON if we want. Fantastic recent newsletter from Mysterious Universe for all you guys that subscribe to the podcast. There's a whole newsletter edition they sent to my email that you can subscribe to, all about alien encounters, the different types of entities that were encountered. There's got to be a dozen stories there, and I think a lot of that stuff is dug up by a guy named Lon Strickler. who runs a website called Phantoms and Monsters. Really good stuff. I don't have the time on this show to talk about it, but it's definitely worth subscribing to their newsletter. They're the Aussies, the Aussies there, putting out one of the world's leading paranormal podcasts. So check them out as well. Mac Tony's, the late Mac Tony's Crypto-Terrestrials. It's on its way to my house. I just ordered it through Amazon the other day. I'm really excited about that. And that book deals with the idea that these entities who so many people encounter might not be from outer space at all. They could be from Earth itself, and that we have been sharing the planet with some other species, possibly since the beginning of time. Very interesting insight. Of course, he is no longer with us. He left in his early 30s to join the other echelon in the next level. Unfortunately, he's not with us anymore. Leslie Kane's book came to me also, and it's in the batter's box. I'm really excited to read it. UFOs, government officials, pilots go on the record. I think that's the synopsis of the book. I don't have it exactly proper, but really excited to talk to that, read about that, and talk to you about it and I'd like to get her on the show at some point. Because a lot of the book deals with the personal accounts of people of high military and government rank that are giving their information and credibility to the world of ufology and the fact that there is something going on. There's visitation taking place of some other entity or species, interdimensional, extraterrestrial, crypto-terrestrial, whatever, something is happening. What it is, we're still trying to put our finger on it. Leslie Kane brings a lot of credibility. She was on the, what is that hilarious show, the Colbert Report one time, and I think people were expecting her to get eaten alive, but she handled herself quite well and put on a really good presentation for him and left a whole bunch of people scratching their houses. And in fact, after that airing of that show, Google searches for the O'Hare incident, UFO incident that shut down the airport, skyrocketed. And that story became one of the top news stories in the world. Leslie Kane doing a great job. She was also recently elected as the Researcher of the Year at the Open Minds Conference, the International UFO Congress in Scottsdale, Arizona. So congratulations to her. Nick Redfern is on the plate with contactees right now. I'm reading that. I'm halfway through. I just finished the NASA Conspiracies, which is quite good. I think after I finish contactees, I'll get a hold of Nick and see if he wants to be on the program to talk about his prolific work. His publisher always seems to just bombard the entire planet with all these books to make him look like some sort of superhuman writing machine. But really, it's just clever timing. I think he's being interviewed by Dreamland on an upcoming episode, too, so tune into that if you're into Whitley Strieber. He, of course, is the author of Communion Transformation, Hybrids, 2012, and so much more. And also, I just picked up 3 new books today at this fantastic new local bookshop. Jordan, do you know what that bookstore was called downtown on Barrington Street?
JWD. It's not new. It's old, though.
Sorry, did I say new?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's one of the oldest staples for picking up literature here in Halifax. And if you go in there, it is just a step outside of contemporary existence, because you go into that thing and you feel like you're walking into the never-ending story. You know that story, right, Jim? He goes into that bookstore in the beginning, and there's just like books and books and books, and this really well-educated, intriguing individual working behind the counter. And you get transported to an era that's easily forgotten in the days of the iPad. But it was very refreshing. Spent a couple hours in there, picked up some books. Timothy Good, an old book called Alien Contact, Top Secret UFO Files Revealed. Pretty excited. I picked up a book called Above Top Secret.